All right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Welcome, 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 welcome. Block 929. Um, Today it's a Sunday. I know many people are at home today, relaxing, sitting in front of the TV, watching YouTube on the plasma TV. Some are busy watching on tablets and uh, watching from the laptop. Yeah. Did you know that there are also a lot of people who are watching us through the laptop, most of them? YouTube tells us that. And I do also get a few people who are sitting in front of the plasma TV or what is really the African mentality. And some people would say that, you know, we are struggling because of our mentality. What do they mean when they say this? So yeah, so waiting for participants to join us so that we can actually discuss about this uh, exciting and amazing subject. All right. So we try to be discussing so that we can find out and say, okay, what can we do? Like how can we, as Africans, fix our mindset? Like many people are talking about, they say that the issues that we're having in Africa, they're actually mindset issues. We got everything, but then it's just the way we think. So let's discuss and see, what is it that we are doing wrong. Um, some people would say that, you need to have the Western mindset. What do they mean when they say that you must have the Western mindset or Western mentality? What do they mean? Yeah, I might also have some ideas when it comes to that one, but I would like to hear from you. Yeah, please like the video, and also tell us where you're watching us from, who you are, so that we know. Uh, I've switched to Sundays because I know that most of the people on Sundays, they are relaxing at home and they are able to get the attention to watch YouTube. So yeah, thank you very much for liking. If it's your first time to watch us, please, after watching this live stream, and if you like, you can actually subscribe to the channel. Uh, and also don't forget to like, comment, tell us where you are at the moment so that we can know, and tell us what's the time there. How is it? Are you enjoying your Sunday? Are you still at work? Or if some of the people are working on Sundays, yeah. So yeah, today I just wanted to discuss this because, like, um, when before I moved to live in South Africa, I was a different person. And but when I went there and started working in the environment with in the environment that I worked outside, I actually discovered that I had changed. So many things about me had changed. And when I came back from South Africa to Malawi, and whenever I had a discussion with people, or whenever people observed me doing my work or doing anything or in the conversation, they will always ask me a question and they'll say, Ted, you have lived outside of Malawi for quite a long time, isn't it? Then I'll say, yes. How did you know? They'll say, your mentality or your attitude is actually telling us that you haven't been in Malawi for quite a long time. And this was very interesting, And even when I was coming back from South Africa, I remember my mom telling me, if you go back to Malawi, you're going to struggle. So I said, why am I going to struggle? She said, you're too honest. I said, so are you really serious to tell me that if I go to Malawi, I'm going to struggle because I'm too honest? She said, yeah, because many people in Malawi, they try as much as possible not to be honest. So if you are very honest, then you are going to struggle. So I said to her, I said, no, I am not going to struggle just because I'm honest. In fact, my honesty is going to be my advantage when I get to Malawi. So yeah. But where did this honesty come from? And Was I born with this honesty, or did I acquire it somewhere else? You know, and honesty. When I talk about honesty, I'm actually also talking about integrity. You know, and when I was in South Africa, I used to hear a lot about integrity. You know, I remember one day one of my colleagues was telling me to say, you know, Ted, you should never worry about anything. You know, at that time I had a very difficult boss, and we were discussing about this boss, and he said, Ted, you shouldn't worry about anything. As long as you have integrity, you won't have any problems. I remember, and this guy's name was Mark, and unfortunately, he just passed away a few weeks ago. May his soul rest in peace. But yeah, that's what Mark said. He said, as long as you have integrity, you don't have to worry about anything. And integrity is something that, for me, I believe that I came about to understand about integrity just because I went to South Africa, and I discovered that in everything that people who are in business, that side, whenever they are doing their business, they put integrity in front. And if you work at a company and you lack integrity, you will not survive there in South Africa. You won't survive. It's very interesting that even a small lie can make you lose a job. When you come to my country, your boss can ask you, where are you at the moment? And you can be telling the boss that I'm at Kanengo while you are in area 25. And your boss would be behind you and say, but are you really in the area 25? Why are you here in Kanengo? You just laugh about it, and both of you are going to laugh about it. But that's not the case when you are in South Africa. You can't lie to your boss and tell him that I'm at such a place when you are at such a place. They believe that if you can lie, you can steal. So that's part of integrity. Integrity is like, being a person who is doing the right thing at all times. When you're dealing with people in all fairness. But when you come this side, people will say, if you are very honest. Here in Malawi, many people will use this statement that says, if you are very honest, you will never make it in life. How can that be so true? They say, if you're too honest, you won't be able to survive. You won't make it in life. And people they actually even say things like, that guy will never make it. That guy will never get rich. He's just too honest. Can you believe that? You can sit in a minibus, and somebody will be receiving a phone call and will be telling a lie in that minibus, and everybody in the minibus will know that this person is lying, and they won't feel nothing. And you look at the people, everybody's just minding their own business, and they're not even shocked about this person lying, because now it becomes normal. It's so common that you find somebody in the minibus is telling somebody who's calling them that I'll be there in the next 5 minutes. I'm just around. I'm just driving in Chirambura, but this guy is in area 25 and he's like 30 minutes behind. But he's lying to a person that is in Chirambura, and the minibus is so full at that time, and he doesn't feel nothing. I remember there was a time I was in South Africa. I was in the minibus. In the minibus, there was a guy from Zimbabwe, and he received a phone call, and somebody on the other side asked him where he was. So he told a lie, and lying to that person. And the moment he just put the phone down, the whole minibus was very upset, and they were shouting at this guy, why are you telling a lie? Why didn't you just tell the truth? People were so, and then he got at the next stage, he got out of the minibus, and the people were so angry, and the conversation kept on in the minibus for quite a long time. And me, I was just laughing. I said, you see, we live in two different worlds. Where I come from, that lie would have meant nothing to anybody. But in this minibus, people were so upset and angry about this guy for telling a lie. So, when we talk about mentality, Western mentality and African mentality, what are we talking about? Because is telling the truth a Western thing, or telling a lie, is it an African thing? And that's something that I would like to understand about it, because I believe that we should be telling the truth at all times, and telling a lie. And if for somebody to tell us a lie, we should be very disappointed and very angry about it, you know. But you find that sometimes somebody tells you a lie, but then you just take it like it's nothing. But in some parts of the world, people, they are very particular when you tell them lies, and they will never trust you, and in fact they will never want to deal with you. But this side, it's like common. Just Longo says, Ted, we call it taxi here. If you call it minibus, they don't understand. Oh, okay, you call it taxi. All right. Yeah, the taxi. Yeah, I'm talking about the taxi. This side, we call it a minibus. In South Africa, they call it a taxi. Um, I don't know if there is any of those taxis in the West, in America, but yeah. So this is something that I'm trying to, you know. So this kind this is one of the reasons why we are struggling in Africa, because we don't want to be honest with one another. We don't want to be straightforward with one another, um, and we don't want to deal with one another with integrity. Right now, there are so many people that you cannot give them, like for instance, many people who are doing business in Malawi, or in many parts of Africa, like the way I'm doing my business, that I sell products. But most of the people, they come to me and then they will say, Ted, I want you to make this particular machine. And then I ask for a deposit. So the machine will be costing something like 1.6 million. Then I ask a half down deposit, which is just over like 700 or 600,000 kwacha. And the people will be willingly able to give me the deposit. But there are some people that even if they can try to ask for a deposit of even 30 kwacha or 30 kwacha or 30,000 kwacha, nobody is going to trust them, you know. Just because people will be afraid that once they give that money, they will never see it again. There are so many people that they will come to you and borrow money. They will come and then they will beg you and tell you, I'm in trouble, please borrow me money. And I'll give it to you on Saturday, next Saturday. And then you tell these people that this is my last money that I have, I have something, I was saving this money to do so. They will say, but please just help me because I'm in trouble. I just need this money. And you give it to them. You will never see that money again. It has happened to me so many times. That's why, like in my business, I don't take checks. I've had so many checks that bounced, go to the bank, there's no money in the account. And when you start calling the person just never answers the phone. And that's a problem. That's when we decided we don't take checks anymore. But when you go to other countries like South Africa, writing a check and somebody will give you a check, it's not going to bounce, and if they should discover that there is no money, they will call you and tell you, please don't go to the bank because something happened, there's no money there, but okay, such a date, you can go and cash your money. But you find that this side, a person will do something like that and they will never feel even nothing. There's been people who have come to me and told me and said, Ted, I'm short of cash, please just give me the machine. I will send the 30,000 kwacha. I will send to you through Airtel Money on Pamba, Then I allow the person to take the machine, never come back. And you try to call the person. There's a guy who came here and he was looking for a scaffold. And he said to me, Ted, I'm looking for a scaffold. And I told him, I said, I don't have any scaffold for selling, but I have scaffold that I use personally. So he said, please sell me that scaffold. I said, I can't sell you because I'm busy building my house. So the guy was begging me. I said, okay, then I will give it to you. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was like the 2 sets of scaffold. It was like 16,000 kwacha. Not a lot of money. So I gave it to him. And then he said, but you know what? When I came here, I was not sure that I'm going to find the scaffold. So I don't have the money now, but I'm going to somewhere in town close to MRIA, the Marawi Revenue Office. He says, I'm going to go there. And when I'm getting some money, when I get that money, I'm going to send it to you through Mpamba, which is like Airtel. It's a mobile money. So I said, okay, no problem. And I said to him, I didn't want to give you this scaffold because I'm using it, but because you're saying that you needed it today, then that's why I'm giving it to you. The guy took the scaffold, put it in his car. Until today, when I tried to call, the person was just giving me excuses. I will send it out. Don't worry, I'm going to send it. Until I just gave up. 16,000 kwacha. The guy came driving to my house. So in Malawi, sometimes even a guy can come in a Prado and they owe you of 30,000. They'll never give it to you, so you'll never see it. There was a time I was in the bank, and while I was standing on the line, I went to cash some money, and then normally when you are cashing a certain amount of money, they will tell you to sit down because I don't know what they're doing in National Bank. They do, maybe they search things or whatever. So they asked me to sit down. So I was waiting. This guy went to the teller, and then he went straight. He came off from the teller. He came straight to me, and then he said, brother, I'm sorry that I'm going to bother you, but something just happened. I was supposed to deposit some money, but then I just found that I'm short with 2,000 kwacha. But I have to make this deposit. Now, I wanted to cash that money from the ATM, but now for me to leave the bank to go to the ATM to cash the money, it's going to be like a lot of hassle. If you can just give me a 2,000 kwacha, and I can give it back to you. You can just give me your number, and then I'm going to transfer that money to your phone. And I said, okay. But then he said to me, I said, okay, I'll give it to you. And then this guy said to me, I work for Zodiac. He said he worked for, that time was during the election time. He said, I'm the guy who's, something is in my eye now. He said, I'm the guy who is in charge of the debates. At that time, it was election time, and there was the presidential debates. So he said, I'm in charge of that. Right now, from here, I'm going to Mzuzu for the debate. So I took 2,000, I gave this guy. And then he said, don't worry, I am going to give me your number. I gave him my number. And then he went to the teller, he did his transaction, he finished, and then he left. He said, okay, don't worry, I'm going to send you the money. Until today, this is now like 4 years or 5 years, I've never seen my money again. Imagine 2,000 kwacha, a guy in a suit wearing a tie and all those kind of things. People are being so dishonest over a 2,000 kwacha. And for me, I have lived for like almost 15 years in South Africa. I've had some incidents, but not so many of them. Like if I can compare with the short period that I stayed when I came back from home, people just trying to hoodwink you. I remember when I was just starting with my business, I used to make the manual machine. And if somebody buys it, I will get in a bus with the manual machine to deliver it. So I used to deliver myself. So there was a guy who called me and said, Ted, I need a machine. And he was in Blantyre. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in Blantyre. So I said, okay, when do you want it? He said, I want the machine like yesterday. So I said, okay, if you can pay me, I'm going to bring the machine. Then he said, Ted, I just watch you on Facebook, so I don't know you very well. So what we can do is just bring the machine, and then I'll be able to pay you when you come. At that time, I had just started my business. I needed the money, so I made the machine. And then it was on a Friday. I called him. I said, you know what? Tomorrow morning, I am going to start off for Blantyre. So how can I get you? He said, no, when you arrive in Blantyre, I stay in Chirimba. So when you arrive in Blantyre, just give me a call, and then I'll give you the directions. You come and deliver the machine. I said, okay, fine. So I said, but please don't put your phone off tomorrow because I don't know where you stay, and I'm going to travel from Blantyre. He said, no, don't worry. So the next morning, I woke up early, took my machine, got in the taxi, minibus, and I went to Lilongwe town. I get in a bus. So at the bus depot, the bus only leaves when it's full. So I took my machine, put it in the storage. I even paid for the machine because they were charging, and I bought my ticket, bought my newspaper. I sat in the bus, started reading. Now, while we're waiting for the bus to leave, I said, no, let me just double check this guy, just to warn him that I'm now in the bus. So I took my phone, I started calling the guy. The phone was off. I said, now what's going on? I said, maybe he's not awake yet. I sat, I called again, the phone was off. Then I said to myself, oh, no, I'm going to make this whole trip up to Blantyre and arrive in Blantyre and call this guy, and this guy's phone is going to be off. Then I'm just going to waste my time. I said, okay, let me give him another, 20 minutes. Like enough, the buses were taking long that time to get full. 20 minutes later, I had been in a bus waiting for it to get full for almost an hour. I called again. The guy, the phone is off. What I did, I just went back and told the conductor, please give me back my money. I'm going to Blantyre, but the guy that I'm going to looks like his phone is not working. So I just, Blantyre is like, from Lilongwe, it's like 300 kilometers. So it was going to take me like, if we started off around 7:30 with the bus, I was going to be in Blantyre around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I was going to call the guy, and the guy was not going to answer. That meant that then I was going to have to board in another bus, and I was going to be here around 6 o'clock in the evening. So I would have wasted the whole day. So what I did, I just got out of the bus, took my machine, came back home. The guy never called me until today. I tried to call him, the phone never got through. So you can just imagine, why was the guy doing this to me? Jesse Rongwe says, we call it tax. Okay, Irene says, hello. Hello, Irene, how are you? Devon says, hi, brother, how are you doing? I'm doing good. Irene says, I have noticed that many Kenyans believe anything. You have to believe. If somebody tells you something, Ted, I'm going to come to you tomorrow, you have to believe. I mean, you have to trust the person, because a person should be telling you the truth. They shouldn't be lying to you. Why do you want to lie to somebody? So even myself, if somebody say, Ted, I want you to make the machine, I'll correct it on Friday, I make it. And if the person doesn't come, it's very disappointing. But I have to believe when somebody tells me that, because I don't believe in telling other people lies, So, but anyway, some people, they just feel like lying they feel comfortable to tell a lie. Irene says, do not be gullible. Yeah, we shouldn't be gullible with one another. Best to sell locally. Yeah, by then, I just started my business. So if somebody buys my manual machine, I used to travel with the machine to go and deliver. When you're starting business, you need to establish trust, establish a rapport. So sometimes you have to go the extra mile. And then she said, no, you take deposit. At that time, when you're just starting business, Irene, if I should go like to a certain country and that's just starting business, I mean, you don't know nobody, people don't know you. So if people say, no, I can't trust you, Ted, to pay the money for the machine, but please come and deliver it, I'll pay you when you come here. I used to do that. I used to go. Many times people paid me. It was only this incident where this guy had to be very, dishonest. So yeah. Rizaliswe Diniwe said, make them pay deposit. Yeah, right now we do ask people to pay deposit all the time, but that time I was starting a business. It was like I was making these manual machines like for the first time. It was like some of my first 20 machines that I made. So in the beginning, I used to travel. And then what I used to do, if somebody tells me to go and deliver the machine, they'll pay me. I used to get in the bus, I get the side, and then I used to do, when I get there, I was getting the money, but also doing training. So during the training, I will do a video and also take some pictures, and then I'll put it on Facebook. I say, you see, I just delivered one of my first machines. It was just part of saying, I want to advertise myself. So for people to know me, right at that time, I had to do it. He says, no, you need to have business mindset. Yeah, but when you see, that's why many people are struggling with business, because they sometimes when you start a business, you will be required to go the extra mile, and you'll be required also to trust the people, because and if you trust the people, you have to sometimes, like the way I did. I traveled that time even before I got my money, and I went, and many people paid me, although this guy did not want to do this, to be honest, at that time. But yes, now we have changed. We don't do it anymore. We ask for deposit. So many people, they trust us. They do give us deposits. Yeah. Cheryl says intuition about someone's character is helpful, but you do have to trust. Yes, yeah, that's true. Yeah, so yeah, for me, I've learned a lot. I've learned a big lesson. Right now, I can't give a person my machine before they get they pay me the money. So if a person wants a machine, they pay deposit, and then they pay the balance when the machine is done. So even if we are just having to send the machine to the person, we still are requesting them to pay. Um, some people, they say, but Ted, I've trusted you. I paid the deposit. Why can't you trust me? Just send the machine. I'll send. I say, no, 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 no. You must understand that me, I don't know you. I've never seen you, but you know me because you found me online on Facebook, and you know that that's my platform, because I treat my Facebook page as a shop. It's like where people buy stuff from me. So I know that people, if I should mess up, then it's going to be very bad for my reputation. So yeah, so I tell the people, no, you have to pay the balance, so they have to pay. Irene says, do not be too friendly. When you're starting a business, Irene, I don't know if you're in business. When you are starting right at the beginning, you need people to know you. So you will be sometimes. If I should leave now and then I go to a strange place to start a business where people don't know me, so people have to know me first, because there are some businesses where people will not just trust anybody. So for them to trust me, then I will have to sometimes be a little bit flexible. So sometimes if they tell me, Ted, bring the machine, I'll go. And then if something goes wrong, they don't pay me, I come back, until I have managed to sell myself, people know me, they know my business, then that's when I am going to. A lot of people, they fail to be flexible in the beginning phase of their business, and they end up failing. Why do you think when people are like in the West there, or even like the way I saw in South Africa, when they're opening a restaurant, people would take a tray, put outside with the food, and let people to taste for free, because they want people to know them. So when you're starting from the scratch, you can't be so rigid, because if you don't let people know you, if you don't sometimes become a bit flexible, you'll find that it'll be difficult for people to patronage your business. And then time is money. You're paying rent, you're paying expenses and other stuff, and the money is not coming in, then you'll be in trouble. So you have to be flexible. Rather, you make some losses in the beginning, but after people have known you, you have established your business, like the way I've done. There's plenty of people that knows me now. So then you can now do business business as, I don't know whether I should say business as usual. So yeah, so this is how I look at it. Yeah. Jess Olongo says, one thing I learned about my Malawian people is that they are smart thieves, good in scam. They are very convincing people. Yeah, there's this kind of mentality that people think that a business transaction, many people, not everybody, but there are plenty of the people, they believe that a business transaction is a tug of war, whereby at the end of the transaction, there has to be a winner. So the buyer wants to be the winner, and the seller wants to be the winner. And that's where the problem is. So you find that there's too much cheating. I can tell you another story. One day, when I just came from South Africa, I was busy fixing another house around where I'm staying now. So we were doing landscape. So a young man came. I think I've told this story before. A young man came to sell me, this grass that we plant for lawn. So I said, okay. He said, I'm selling this grass if you want it. I said, no, no problem. You can bring it. I said, okay, I'll bring it. I'll bring it tomorrow. So the next day I left, I went to town. And this guy came with a bag of the grass. And then he found my guys there. And then he told them, he said, where's the boss? They said, no, he's gone to town. And he said, okay, they said, why do you want the boss? He said, no, I bought this grass for him. He asked me to bring it. So they said, okay, just leave it. When he comes back, then he can pay you. So the guy was like insisting, can't you pay me? And the boss is going to give you the money. So the guys were saying, where are we going to get the money? So just leave your bag. Don't worry, leave your bag. And then the guy just left the bag. So when I came back in the afternoon, the guys told me the guy we were discussing about the grass, he brought it. It's in that bag there. I said, okay. Can you open the bag and then let's start planting the grass? When he comes, I'm going to pay him his money. When they opened the bag, the top of the bag was full of grass, but at the bottom there was plenty of leaves and peppers and all those kind of things. So the guy was a thief. Imagine the guy took the risk to bring this bag to us, and then imagine if he found me and I said, okay, open the bag before I pay you. The guy would have been in trouble because I was going to take him to the police for being dishonest. But yeah, that's how, some people, they think in their head. Yeah. They think, to do business is to scam people, which is not good. I've seen pastors take money of Kenyans who are living in poverty. Yeah, you find there's too much dishonesty, Rizalisa said, I missed the first 16 minutes. Did I miss anything about the main topic? Yeah, the main topic, we're talking about mentality. Because, I was saying that when I just came back from South Africa, people would always say, my friend, you have lived outside Malawi for quite a long time, eh? Then I'll say, yes. How do you know? He says, no, the way you talk, the way you deal with people, I see how fair you are and how honest you are. It just tells me that you haven't been around in Malawi for quite a long time. Even right now, many people who come from diaspora, Malawians who are coming from diaspora, they are much more trustworthy. Everybody knows that. They know that they are much more. And in fact, when they come here, most of them, they just get scammed, because they're living in an environment where people are always, most of the times, telling the truth. People are dealing with one another fairly and all those kind of things. But then you find that when they come here, they're expecting that if they're dealing with somebody and that person is going to be honest and deal with them fairly, and then they find that they're being scammed. And people know. I've seen most of the diasporans, most especially the African Americans, they're complaining about being scammed when they come to Africa, because people, once they see, okay, this guy is coming from America, they know that these people are just too honest. If I come there and tell them a lie, they're going to believe me. Because to them, they don't expect a person to lie to them. Yes, people do lie in the West, but it's not at the point where we get here in Africa when we're telling each other lies. And I remember somebody who used to say that for us, like in Malawi, telling a lie is like a part of our culture. But it's not supposed to be like that, So, and many people don't really understand that this telling of lies, it's like Facebook. Somebody wants to do business on Facebook and wonders why people are not buying their products. He says, but I've been advertising on Facebook for quite a long time, but nobody wants to buy. Nobody's going to do business with somebody they don't know. And then people ask me, they say, but Ted, how do you expect people to know me on Facebook? I said, people know you for quite a lot of things. If you say you are selling something on Facebook, the first thing before they buy your product, before anybody gets interested in a product, when they are interested in a product, before they can commit themselves, the first thing they do, they browse, they go through your Facebook profile. Now they want to know how many friends do you have. So you find that a guy they want to know when you open your account. They'll find that you open your Facebook account in 2019. or 2016, but you got only 5 friends. And then they also want to see what kind of posts are you putting on your profile. And they will find that on your profile, there's nothing that you're posting. And if you're posting, you're just taking some kind of pictures, you take somewhere and you put there. And then the second thing, the other thing they want to know is they will go to your photo albums to see if they will be able to see your family pictures or to see that they're dealing with a person. It's not there. Then you're complaining, you're saying, when I'm selling on Facebook, nobody buys. People don't buy from people they don't know. People buy from people they know. So if somebody comes to my profile, they will find that I am a human being. I exist. I have a house. I've got friends. I do posts every day about my life, and there's pictures of myself, sometimes pictures of my family. So it's a human being that is being, when they interact with me, they know they are interacting with a human being who's existing on the other side. So if you're hiding yourself, and so that people don't see your profile, people say, I don't like Facebook. I just want to do it for business. But there's no way you can just be able to do business online and hiding your identity, unless you must do your profile as a business itself, like Block 929, and then you have to do a lot of marketing for people to know you. And besides that, you also have to back yourself with websites and like customers, they will be having to come there and to talk about your service and all those kind of things. But if you want to sell on Facebook as an individual, you better make sure that there is a profile. Like if you go on my profile, yes, I don't always share about my personal life all the time, but I share about my business. But people can relate with me. They can see there's a face and they can say, okay, that's Ted's face. So they will be able to do business. And they can even if they've never seen me physically, they can send a deposit and they know that I'm gonna be able to process the product and I'll send it. I'm not gonna disappear. You see what I mean? So it takes time to build that trust on Facebook. And this, for me, I would say that for me to have learned this, I learned it when I was in South Africa. So in South Africa, I was exposed to very much of a Western life. In the Western life, they look at a person's integrity, as they put that in front, honesty, and also, passion. They will look at the person, is he passionate with what he's doing? Is he an honest person? Does he have integrity? And all those kind of things. But this side, it's difficult for somebody to sell their integrity because many people, they believe that, for you to do business, you have to be shady. You have to be a trickster, and that doesn't work. And also people don't even believe that when you are doing business with somebody, you have to be fair with them, and also you have to make sure that you treat them well so that they can come back. Many people, the way they do business is like they find a person and it's almost like it's a victim. That person is a victim, and they try as much as possible to get some money out of the person. And once they've done that, it ends there. They go and look for another victim. I don't do business like that, because like for the companies that I worked in South Africa, the first thing that they used to train us was customer service. And I discovered that in the customer service, it's actually another way of making a customer to come back. So customer service is about honesty, it's about integrity, it's about care, and all those kind of things. You're caring for the customer. So, but this side, many people don't. You'll find that when you're getting in, like, I can give another example. When you're traveling between Blantyre and Lilongwe, there's a place, it's called Lizulu, when you're going to Blantyre. So this place, on the other side is Mozambique. The road just divides the borders. On the other side is Mozambique, on the other side is Malawi. But the people in this area, they grow a lot of vegetables. So one day we went there to buy, there were women who were selling beans, and they were putting it in a basket. So what they do is they will take the beans and fill the basket full of beans, and even the beans will even make a small hill, and you think you're buying a lot of beans. But in the meantime, the basket at the back, they have pressed it up so that it forms an arc. and then they put a hand there and they press the basket like this, and then when you're seeing a lot of beans. So when you start, you pay for it, and they just quickly pour the things in a plastic and tie it up. So they're actually cheating. They're fooling you to think that it's full. Sometimes you're buying a bucket of Irish potatoes, and what they do is inside there, there's it's also got something inside, and then they fill the Irish potato. You think it's a lot of Irish potato, but there's nothing. So me, I say, but really, why do they do this? Because they are growing the things in the garden, and then they want to cheat you at the same time. But they know, why not just raise the price if they want to? But why do they have to trick you to think that you're buying a lot of stuff while there's nothing under there at the bottom? So yeah, it's very, very funny. Very, very funny. uh, uh, what is the diaspora meant to do? Uh, that grass story is nuts. I did not know dishonest was so entrenched. Yeah, dishonest is very much, very much, And this is why me, I keep on trying to share this, and so that most of the young people, they need to understand that if you really want to go to grow your business in Africa, you have to make sure that you are honest in your business. You have to do your business straight. Why am I saying this? And that's why I always say, people tell me like, Ted, if you could have some money today, let's say 1 million, 500,000 US dollars, and then they tell you, okay, you can choose to do business in Malawi or go back to South Africa. Which one would you choose? Where would you do the business? I would choose Malawi. The reason why I'm saying this is because it's very easy to do business in Malawi. Very, very easy. Because many people are sick and tired of people being dishonest and not trustworthy. So if you start a business and you just make it a point that no matter what, in my business, I'm gonna be fair with people, and I'm gonna be honest with my business, and I'm gonna be transparent with my business. I'm telling you, a lot of people will rush to you, and the people will be referring each other to you, and you will have so much business to a point where now you can't even deal with it. I always tell people that, if you do a business in Malawi and you make your customer, after doing the transaction with you, the customer must feel good and must feel that he has been treated very well. The customer will never forget that experience, and they will tell other people. And the people don't realize that. So somebody will say, but why not doing the business in South Africa? Does it mean that in South Africa, it wouldn't be? Yes, I can be able to do business in South Africa, but the competition is high. The point is, even if I can try to give good service there, the next person is giving good service, the other person is giving good service. So the competition is high. But in Malawi, if you can do your business with integrity, you won't have competition. The competition is going to be very, very, very small. So yeah, unfortunately, that's how it is. So you come here, you improve your customer service, and you make sure that you're dealing with your customers fairly, always giving them feedback and other stuff. Like for me, if the machine is broken, I tell my customers, don't take it to any other welder. Bring it to me, and I fix it free of charge. There's never been any customer that has come to me to have their machines fixed, even if they bought it 7 years, that I've charged them a cent to fix their machine. Unless it's buying parts. Say, for example, the machine has got wheels that are broken. You need to buy new wheels. Yes, I will ask the customer to buy the new wheels. But when it comes to welding, I never charge my customers. Even if they can come after 7 years, I'm not going to charge them. It takes me like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to fix the machine. Why should I charge them? But I know by doing that, the customer is getting an experience that they never thought they will ever get. and they will tell somebody else and they will come back. Even if they might want to go and buy the machine somewhere, they will be afraid. If I go buy there, they will never look after my machine, and they will never take care of my machine when there's a problem. They will not even care for me when there's a problem. So that's why I'm saying that this place is the best place for you to do business. Yeah. Yes, when you are transacting with other people, you just have to be very careful. But for you to run your business here, and if you do it, if you bring the ideas from that side and you bring them here and you run your business, I always tell my friends who are in diaspora, they ask me, Ted, I want to come and do a business. You know, what do you advise? I always tell them, you know, the way, if you are working in a say for example, if it's a hair salon in America, or you're working in a hotel in America, and or in the UK or South Africa, you know, there they will teach you how to take care of the customers. They will teach you how to present yourself or present the product and how to look after the customer. When you come here, exactly how it was done there, do it here in Malawi. It doesn't matter. Even many people are not even used to being treated nice, so they take advantage and they become nasty. Don't mind that. Just keep on helping the people. Just keep on being giving good service. The word of mouth in Malawi spreads very, very fast, and people will start talking to each other. Don't go to that place, you must go to this place. Don't go to that hotel, you must go to Ted's hotel, because there they treat you like a king. You know, like the way we had, with the experience we had at Sigerege. It was a very good experience at Sigerege Resort. Very good. I've never gotten that kind of experience ever since I've been here. So I've shared it on Facebook, and many people have said they want to go and experience it. You see, so you find out that guy is making a lot of money because they're giving people good service and exceptional and a good experience. When people come there, they get a good experience. Yeah, so that's it. So me, I always say, let the sleeping dogs lie. You know, people who want to be dishonest, who want to cheat other people, let them do that, because they will never get anywhere. You see, I always tell my staff that business starts when the customer comes back. Business starts when the customer tells somebody else about your business, not just that experience that you had with the customer. So the first experience is just an introduction. But if the customer goes and he wants to come back, business has started. Or if the customer goes and he tells somebody else and say, "Oh, go to Ted because Ted is very good at this," this is business has started. Yeah. Love cheats say, "Come to see you, but had an accident on way to airport, need hospital fees." Yeah, there's the scams. Honesty, integrity, and grace is imperative. Wow, Africa is problematic to negative, scary. Yeah, and you know, the thing is, many people, they do it without even thinking that it's a very bad thing. It's like it's a normal thing, but that's not how things are supposed to be. I was talking with my friends. We want to start a school, so we are in the discussion in that about the school. We want to, you know, because we know that our children spend a lot of time at school, and they in a day they're spending more hours with their friends and the teachers at school than they are with us. Right now, my daughter is studying, and then, you know, during the evening we don't have like long time to chat and whatever. So even if I'm gonna share some wisdom with my daughter, tomorrow she's gonna spend more time with her friends, you know. So with friends and the school and the teachers. So we want to come up with this school that is going to shape a Malawian that is that's going to have a lot of integrity, a Malawian that's going to have entrepreneurship skills, and also many skills that can be turned into money. So we want to start from primary school up to secondary school. If it all goes well, we'll even have a technical college on site. So from primary school, we are going to be teaching them life skills, you know, like there's some things that the kids in the West, they're trained, which is about, they call it early childhood development. They have got games that the young kids play, which teaches them how to be, coordination. They have got games that teaches them how to plan. They have got games that teaches them problem solving. They have got so many types of games. So our students will also be at this young age learning, playing this type of games to develop their mind, to stimulate their mind, and also like to build a positive mindset. That's what I want to do. And I believe that if we want to change Africa, and we change things the way things are done in Africa, or to bring about this spirit of integrity, honesty, and we need to start from the bottom. So that's what I want to do. And I've got two partners, and we are in a discussion, and we're seeing that everything is going the right way. Tomorrow I'm going to go and see the land that it's been proposed, and hopefully the land is suitable for starting a school. So yeah, this is the challenge that we have here in Africa, and it needs to change. This mindset needs to change. Yeah. Honesty and integrity is not a Western what you can say mentality. It's actually supposed to be universal. Everywhere else, people should be moving around with integrity and with honesty. That's what we need. Dave, he said, I do not like dishonest people. Even myself, it's very, very depressing to work with them. Consider liking this video by pressing please. But I can see that many people are liking. We have 15, and then 15 people participating, and then we have 20 likes, which is very good. DC, the diaspora say no poverty in Africa. What is Irene says, I test people, ask them to do something and see if they do what I asked. Yeah, you see, just to check and see if they're gonna do what you ask them, and then most of the times, many people will do something different, and it's very sad. B. Slayton says, one mechanic shop stole the vehicle battery and jack and broke something in the vehicle. After a few months, the vehicle hasn't been repaired and missing items not returned. Yeah, and that's very, very common. And most of the times, it's not even the owner of the garage that is doing that. It's the people working in the garage that are doing things like that. Yeah, it's not quite often that maybe you find that the owner is doing it. Yes, some of them will be doing it, but yeah, there's too much dishonest also in the motor industry. And that's why I'm saying it's an opportunity for somebody to come and bring in, I'm yet to find a mechanic garage here in Malawi that will give you guarantee. That will say, okay, I've overhauled your vehicle, and I'm giving you 1 year guarantee. If there's anything that will happen, I'm going to come and fix it for free. I'm yet to find somebody who can do something like that. That is why somebody is saying to build a fence in UK, we use concrete base, then wooden posts, put it in metal shaped bases. You can't build on sand. Like here you find that people, they're building high walls, very, very high walls, because they are afraid that somebody is going to come and do something to their property. We have to always live in fear, I don't like high walls. That's why I'm putting grills in front of my fence so that I don't enclose myself in a jail. All right. Some of car mechanics stuff parts with mud or paper. You see, that's very sad. Shawami said the diaspora must insist on integrity and the honesty when we deal with each other as Black Africans. Yes, and like what's going to happen is when many diasporans come this side, and those who are going to work with integrity and honesty, they will find that they are prospering. And the continental Africans, most of them will also, those who don't believe in integrity and honesty, they will discover that, look at these guys, how they're doing their business, and it's working for them. They will also have to learn and to start to adapt, to start doing the business with integrity. I think many people, they need somebody to role model, because at the moment there's nobody to role model. That's a sad thing. We're seeing fundings that comes over to Africa and the money just disappears. Nobody knows where the money goes and all that stuff. So there's no role modeling. That's why people just feel like when they hoodwink somebody, they just think that it's normal, but it's not supposed to be like that. If you give good service, you will best out of the competition. Yes. I remember there's a video that Black Acres of the Gambia shared about the mechanic, and this mechanic was very professional. I'm yet to see if he's going to be able to fix their car, but that video alone, the guy was very professional, and I shared it. I shared the video on one of our platforms here in Malawi, where people discuss about vehicles. I said, look at this mechanic, very professional, and I'm yet to see a mechanic who is this professional. So somebody said, but tell you will never see a professional mechanic because you are going to cheap mechanics. So I asked him, I said, does professionalism have to be expensive? Because even a guy who is very cheap, who is operating on the corner of the street as a mechanic, can also be a professional. Professionalism doesn't have to be costing a lot of money. We don't have to pay more money for professionalism. Professionalism is just something that every person who's offering a service needs to have. What must maybe be expensive should be the skill that the person has, but not professionalism. Professionalism is free, But the guy said, no, you will never meet a professional guy because you go for cheap mechanics. I don't believe that. I don't believe. I think you can get professional experience from a guy who's on the corner of the street, somebody who's got a big garage, because professionalism is universal. Yeah. And that guy who was helping the Black Acres of the Gambia, the mechanic, he's actually operating. He doesn't even have a shed. I mean, he's just working on an open space, but he's very professional the way he dealt with them. Yeah. I have other guys who are good carpenters. I give them business, they don't disappoint. They deliver on time. I've introduced them to many people with many. Yes, there is people like that who will give you exceptional service, but it's very difficult to find those people. It's very, very tough. Yeah, but many people, they will try to just be dishonest and not being trustworthy. So yeah, but there are some people like that, and you will find that people who are like that, they are doing very, very well. They have a lot of customers, they're making a lot of money, they're enjoying their business, and So, but those who are struggling, you find that the people are struggling, and if you deal with them, you will see, oh, that's now I see why you're struggling. You lack that integrity in you. This is Africa. So I want high walls for my property, but I have beautiful artwork on the outside. Yeah, why do you want high walls? Me, I'm a claustrophobic person, so I don't like to be in enclosed places. So I can't build my house and just be in a hall and I can't see outside and all the stuff. I can't live like that. That's why you see even my house has got lots of glasses. This workshop has got lots of glasses. It's just because I'm a claustrophobic person. You and Traffics had our eyes wide open, righteous way. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we have to, in Africa, when you tell the truth, a lot of people, they feel very uncomfortable about it. They feel very unhappy. They think that you say, if I'm telling people the truth, I am stopping people from coming. I should only sell the good stories about Africa and the good stories about Malawi. I should not give you the bad side about Africa or bad side about Malawi. Every place has got good and bad, and I have been selling a lot about the positive stories about Africa and the positive stories about Malawi, even the positive stories about South Africa. Each and every country has got its own shortcomings, but it's very good to it's very wise to let the person who wants to come to tell them about the good side of the place that they want to come, but also tell them some negatives about the place so that they have to be aware and they have to be prepared for it. So yeah, I don't mind if I don't care if people they feel like upset about it, but I'm telling the truth. It's not like, and I've even shared my experiences. I know that I cannot just deal with somebody just willy-nilly, like just like the way I was dealing in South Africa, because at the end of the day, I can lose a lot of money. So I have to always be very careful and very diligent, because I know there are some people who want to scam me, and there are plenty of those people. There are some people who are very honest and very trustworthy. Unfortunately, those people have to, you have to put on, when you're putting your controls, it also, there was a customer who was saying, give me your machine because I have a business, but give me your machine. I'll pay you in the next two weeks. I'll pay you. I'll pay you half, but the other money I can pay you. I can take the machine. I said, unfortunately, I can't be able to do it. But Ted, you think I can steal from you? I said, but unfortunately, with the experiences that I had, I cannot be able to do that. And it was, for me, even I felt very sorry about it. But I mean, I have to do it because there's been plenty who have come with a sad story, and then at the end of the day, you don't see your money. So at the end of the day, you just treat everybody, like with the same measure, but which is very, very sad. Some business owners may not be expensive because they want to be fair to customers. When business are fair, customers will return and the business may grow through word of mouth. Yeah, exactly. So professionalism doesn't cost a lot of money. Professionalism is, a professional. When we're talking about a professional, let's say you go to a mechanic who is a professional, first of all, the workshop is going to be smart and neat and looking good. And when they're working with your car, my experience when I was in South Africa, when the mechanic is working with your car, they take a mat, they put it on fenders and everywhere so that they don't, make your car full of oil. They don't do that. So they put mats around and they do their work, and they make sure every bolt that they're removing, and they remove the part, they even attach the bolts back so that they don't lose any bolt or washer. And once they finish with the car, they take it to a pit and they wash the engine, they wash the whole car inside the wash. I remember I took my car for service in South Africa. They cleaned my car and I had some coins that were falling between my seat. They took all those coins, the 5 rands and all those things, they put them together. All the things that they found, they put them together in the car. They never took anything. That's professionalism. So that kind of professionalism doesn't have to be expensive. You can be professional even if you are on a corner of the street. You can treat your customers well. You can look after their vehicles or look after their properties when you're servicing it, all those kind of things. But people, I don't know. Some people, they say, yeah, even if you give good service, the people don't appreciate. You don't have to do it because you want them to appreciate. You have to do it because as a professional, that's how you do your business. You do your business in a professional way. Whether they appreciate it or not, it's none of your business. All you need to do is do the right thing. You will find that the people who don't appreciate are lesser than the people who appreciate. So don't punish the people who are going to appreciate what you're doing just because of that minority of people who does not appreciate. You see? I always say I cannot treat other people bad just because of a small bad experience I had with a minority of people, So yeah, I want them to. I want them for privacy. The inside is like a mini paradise. No need to feel close in a way I will set it up. Yeah, I mean, like people see life in a different way. Some people they wanna experience the beauty of their life um, inside the box. For me, I want to experience inside an open box. Like I need to be able to see outside. That's why you will see that even in the front of my fence, I'm going to make it beautiful. The outside garden, I'm going to make it beautiful. But also, for me, for security reasons, I think that I shouldn't be inside a box, because I know of experiences where robbers they get in the yard and then they will spend with you the whole week inside there, and people will never know that you are in trouble inside with people who have held you hostage for 1 week. But like in my yard, if somebody jumps in my yard, the lights I've got sensor lights that will come on, and people can see that, oh, there's somebody in my neighbor's yard. So it's very difficult for somebody to jump in the yard and do things because they will be on the open. So thieves don't like to be in the open. They want to be inside where they can hide. So for me, I would rather have my fence have grills. One can be able to see through inside the yard, and that's how I feel. But yeah, people have got different preferences. They wanna have their privacy and stay inside the yard. Um, I'll tell them recording transactions as a business person. Recording all your transaction as a business person is a way of displaying honesty via professionalism. Yes, yeah, that's true. This is Africa. I would tell them that I can't do that because that is not the policy. If they say to me, you think I would not pay, I would reinforce the policy you set for your business. That's professionalism. Oh, yes. Like for us, that's how we do. We don't accept check. We only accept check if somebody is paying a deposit. But when they are doing a final payment, we don't accept a check. We will accept a check if the person is willing to leave a check and then wait until the check passes through, and then they can come and get their machine. But otherwise, we don't. And even there's some bank transfers. When you're doing a bank transfer from a different bank, it takes like 3 days before the money reflects. We also don't accept. If you do a bank transfer, we want it to reflect in our account first before you can take the machine. Because it happened one time that a customer did a bank transfer and he showed me that the bank transfer has been done. So the person took the machine and then the money never went to my account. And then when I started asking for that money, it was a big issue, and we never saw the money. And the thing is also, what happens is when you are asking for your money, they start getting rude and very upset and all those kind of things. And it's very painful when you have worked so hard, spent your money to buy materials to make the machine, and somebody must just take that and never pay you your money. It's very, very sad. B. Slayton said there are some auto repair shops who provide customer rides to work or back home in the USA. Oh, yes. Even for me in South Africa, it happened when I was working for this company, and I was using a company car. So whenever the car was due for service, I would take it to the nearest garage of the dealer. So when I get there, I leave the car and they will get me a driver to drop me at home. And when the car is done, they'll also call me and say, do you want us to come and collect you? And they'll come and collect me. You see, that's professionalism. And I'm yet to see that on this part of Africa. I saw it in South Africa, but I'm yet to see it here. I think if I can own a garage here, that's what I'll be doing. I'll be very professional to a point where I'll have a lot of business, when it comes to because of the customer service. In Trinidad, it has gotten better using checks because the bank can write there and then check to see that the check is not fraudulent. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is A person comes to your place like here. He comes on Saturday, like or today, and then he says, "Ted, I want to take the machine," and he gives me the check. Okay, now I take the check, and then he's taking the machine is gone. Tomorrow I'm going to go to the bank. When I arrive at the bank, and then the bank tells me the guy doesn't have money in his account. So what do you do? So that's why we don't accept the check. Um, shuttle service. Yes, yes, yes. Some companies they do that. This is after I said, if I know someone is coming, I hang up on them. No need to feel bad for someone who had the audacity to rip you off. Oh yes. And the thing is, a scammer, you can actually they give you signs. You can know that this is a scammer. Number one, they are very impatient. When you're dealing with them, they become very impatient, and also, that they tell you things, but then they don't remember the things that they told you. So they will tell you something today, tomorrow you find that they tell you a different story. So very easy to notice this guy when he wants to scam you. Yeah. All right, so that's why I was trying to have this talk, because for me, with my experience, it seems like integrity, honesty, and those are regarded as Western type of mentality, or can I say mindset. People believe that many people, they're growing up not telling the truth and telling lies to one another, and they kind of feel like it's part of life, and it's part of the culture. But that's not how it's supposed to be. You know, uh, everybody wants to be told the truth. Everybody wants to be treated fairly, so regardless of which part of the world you are, which continent you come from. You wanna be dealt with fairly. You wanna be treated with honesty, and so it's not like it's only people from the West who must do things like that. So I think it's not fair to ask somebody to say that. I think you haven't been in Malawi for quite a long time just because of you have got integrity. You know, it shouldn't be like that. We should be treating each other fair all the time. Yeah. Uh, Anybody who's got any questions that would like to ask me, I think I need to go, because most of my lives are being very long, and I saw Irene complaining that my lives are very long. I must cut them. Yeah, but yeah. So if there's anything that you would like to share or comment about the subject that we did discuss today, it's a very sensitive subject, and many people. It's a subject that many people in Africa don't like to discuss, and that's actually a fair thing. That's the truth. Many people in Africa wouldn't feel comfortable to discuss integrity, uh, but it's something that we should be discussing all the time. A person who is a liar should be treated as such, as a liar. And we should not tolerate lies from people. We should not tolerate dishonesty. So yeah, but many people don't want to discuss this. But then they wonder why their business is struggling. They wonder why they're not getting customers. They wonder why they're not selling on Facebook. Why am I failing to sell on social media? It's because you're not being honest. You're not showing integrity. I mean, like if you want to sell something online, like on Facebook, why are you sharing content that is very obnoxious, content that is not good? How do you expect people to trust you? So people will have some second thoughts to buy from you if they see that the stuff that you are sharing on your profile, they're not good stuff. And also, if you are hiding your identity, that you don't want people know who you are, people will find it very difficult to buy from you. So, and many people have been asking and say, how do you manage to sell through social media? I managed to sell through social media because somebody can follow my life from when I opened my account. I think I opened my account in It was in 2001, if I'm not mistaken. It was a long time ago. Yeah, but I've been sharing my life, and somebody can actually follow through my life like a book. And so by the time you go through my profile to come to this time, you'll be able to know who Ted is and what type of person I am. Yeah, so that's what we integrity, honesty is a product that you should be selling first to your customers. If you can't be able to sell this product, integrity, honesty, fairness, you won't be able to do business anywhere else. It doesn't matter where it is, whether it's Africa, whether it's in the West. If people cannot trust you and people cannot feel comfortable around you, you will never be able to sell nothing. Yeah. So and many people don't know this. Uh, Matt Faceted says, "Hello, everyone from Florida. How are you there in Florida?" I've switched to doing my lives on Sundays because I want to see. I always see YouTube studio shows that there's a lot of people online on Sunday, so that's why I try to share this on Sunday. Um, the system of paying bribe is negative issue for the diaspora. Yes, like because of this dishonesty, people have come to a point where now, even if they are supposed to give you a service and the service is free, like if you there are some areas, maybe like whether it's government or wherever, the people have to give you a free service. But now, because a lot of people want to get this free service, like going, let's say for instance, going to a hospital, a government hospital where the service is free, you find that there's a lot of corruption um, at the hospital, because now people want to be serviced area. And there's this other thing, like it's very common here in Malawi, in the banks, because most of the banks, when you go in, there's a lot of people in the bank and you have to stand on the line. And many people, they have not grown up learning the spirit of first come, first serve. So they walk in the bank, they find other people on the line, they want to be in front of those people. So they will come and they will lie to you. It has happened to me so many times that I came in the bank right at the back, and then I stand on the line. And when I'm like 2, 3 people to be helped by the teller, somebody comes and tells me I was in front of you. And that I don't take, I don't accept it. I tell them, no, you're mistaken. You were never in front of me. And you know what the funny thing is, if they touch the person in front of you and say, wasn't I here before him? The person just says yes. And I still say, no, I'm coming all the way from the back. I never saw you in front of me. Why didn't you ask me if you were leaving, you were in front of me and you were leaving? Why didn't you ask me to say you were going away? And this is very common in our banks. Every Malawian knows this thing. There's those people who don't want to be on the line in the bank, and it's not a good thing. If you go to a place where you have to stand in the line, do so and make sure that the person who was in front of you must be safety first. And it's another thing is also when we are driving here and we reach a 4 ways, at the 4 ways, as far as I know, the way I used to drive in South Africa is that when you reach at the 4 ways, the first person who was on the 4-way is the one who gets the right of way. It never happens like that in Malawi. The one who pushes his way through is the one who's going to be the first to go. So that's why we find that sometimes we come on the 4-way and there's a big jam because everybody wants to be the first one to go. But when you are that side, it's just automatic. When you are just getting at the stop and then you are getting in front of that stop line, you already know that one and that one were there before me. So everybody just knows when the time to go, and it's just automatic. But it can never happen here. It will never happen. Even if they can reinforce it, it will never happen. Everybody just want to be number one. The roundabout is the worst place. When we get in the roundabout, what I know is the person who's already in the roundabout is the one who gets the right of way. But hey, that doesn't work here. Uh, how come the seems uh, it helps to sell products or service that solves the problem? Yes, the best business you can do here in Africa is a business that is solving challenges. The problems that people face, you must be solving those problems. Victor Chona said, how come the Chinese seem to be doing fine selling substandard fake stuff? No, there is a misconception when you're talking about the Chinese selling substandard. Let me tell you the truth. The Chinese don't sell substandard stuff. The Chinese, they sell the stuff that you want to buy. Because if you go to South Africa, um, you will find that most of the stuff that you're buying in South Africa is of good quality. Say, for example, if you go to Hi-Fi Corporation or if you go to Game, you're going to buy some products that are of high quality. Where are those products coming from? They're coming from China. So why is China selling good quality stuff in South Africa at Game? They're doing it because Game wants good quality stuff. Game wants to be selling good quality stuff. So if you go to China, they have got products for everybody. They've got products for somebody who wants quality stuff, and they have got products for somebody who wants cheap stuff. Because there are some people that will say, I cannot afford this thing because it's too expensive, but I want to still have that kind of thing, but I want a cheap thing. So the people who are making you to buy cheap stuff from China is not the Chinese, is a fellow African who goes to China to go and buy those things and come and sell you. When you arrive in China, they will ask you, do you want quality stuff or do you want cheap stuff? And then when you say, I want cheap stuff, they'll tell you, take this bus and you must go this direction. If you want quality stuff, take this bus, you must go this direction. So sometimes I think that we are not being fair with when we blame them for selling cheap stuff, because now even the Chinese who are coming here in Africa, they know if we take this kind of products and take them to Malawi, no Malawian is going to buy because it's going to be very expensive because it's of high good quality. So let's take this stuff because it's cheaper, and then it comes here and it's cheap stuff. So it's actually we ourselves who are to blame because we want the cheap stuff. So yeah, that's how I can explain when it comes to the Chinese. If you want quality stuff, then you can actually ask for the quality stuff, and then you get the quality stuff. Like for me, I buy most of my tools from Enco, and then I go to the guy and I tell him, I want this particular thing, but I want of a good quality, of good quality. Then he would bring the catalog and he would show me and say, okay, this is the thing that we're selling that I brought here in Malawi. But if you want good quality, this is the thing, and this is how much it's going to cost you. And most of the times, the stuff of good quality is very, very expensive. So countries like America, the West countries, they always order from China stuff that is good quality. Because let's not lie to one another. Almost every product that you buy, even when you're in the West, and most of the products are coming from China. But the difference is that if you buy the same type of products in the West, they are of good quality than when you buy them in Africa. The reason is these people, they know if they bring those quality stuff here, many people are not going to be buying them. Yeah, even some Malawians who are coming, who go to China to come and to go and buy tiles to sell here, when they arrive there, they ask the people who are like guides who are guiding them around to take them where they can buy cheap stuff. So that's the whole thing about it. Cheryl says that happens at the bus stop in America often. Oh, so people don't stand on the line there also. Oh, that's very sad. But me, when I went to South Africa for the first time, I remember I came there in a truck. So I was in the truck. It was early in the morning. We were just entering. We passed through. I think it was Alexander or Soweto, going to Johannesburg, and I saw people standing on a line. There was just so many people different lines, just people just standing on the line. So me, I was asking, what are those people doing? They said, no, they're waiting for a taxi. They waited, and there was no taxi, but everybody was on the line. And the one thing, when you talk about South Africans, when it comes to standing on the line, first come, first serve. Those people, they know they are first come, first serve. You will find people standing, and if you can just go and go in the line and be in front, the people are not going to be happy with you. So yeah, when it comes to that spirit of first serve, I've seen it in South Africa, and me being there for 15 years, that's how I lived my life. If I want to go in the taxi, it was always on the line. So the person I found in front of me is going to be the first person to go. And if I'm in the bank, it was always in the line. So the person that I found is the one that's going to be in front of me. No matter where we went, whether I was going to buy pizza or whatsoever, it is line. In South Africa, it's a line everywhere. You have to be on the line. So I'm actually surprised to see that in America, people don't want to stand on the line. So, hey, they're becoming, they are losing it also that side. Airports in some countries were charging passengers for C-19 tests, even though the US sent the test to African countries for free. Now, that's true. I don't know why they're charging it, but we want to make money for everything. Even free stuff, we want to make money out of it. That happened to me in a Kenya bank once. Yes, it's very, very common. Here in Malawi, it's a very common thing. Some people, they just relax at home. They know when I go in the bank, they just look at a face that looks very, very nice. And then they come, they say, hey, sir, I was in front of you. And then many people, they just move back and let the person. I don't accept that. If when I came, I didn't find you in front of me, you can't come after 1 hour and tell me you were in front of me. I don't accept it. I tell them, if you want, stand behind me. Yeah, that's what I say. Know who is in front and back of you, and don't be afraid to push back for your spot. Yeah, but sometimes, why do you leave your spot and then you go somewhere for 1 hour? Why do you do that? And then how about those people who have been standing there like for all this time, standing on the line? Cyril says, if you are in a line, take a number, no confusion for who is ahead. Okay, the banks here, there was National Bank, they tried the system of, they put chairs in the bank. So they tried it. They said, okay, everybody must come and sit down. So when you get in, you go to, there's a person on the reception. So that person had a computer in front of him. So once you go there, he presses a button, a ticket comes out, and he gives it to you. And the ticket has got a number. So everybody was just sitting in the bank, and then the computer will be calling teller number 3, ticket number so, and you stand, you go. Malawians never liked this system. They never loved the system. And for me, I was happy with that system. It's a good system because you can never go, cheat, because the computer will always call people based on the merit. But Malawians never liked it because now you can't just go to a teller without being called. And the people started complaining. They complained, and the bank had to stop the system. Imagine. Hey, I'm telling you, it's very sad. The bank scrapped the system. They don't use it anymore. But I saw in South Africa they use it. Capital Bank uses it. You go in, you go to somebody on the teller, like a information desk. Then they give you a ticket. You take a ticket. You sit down. The ticket has got a number. When your number is called, then you go. It will tell you which teller you should go, and then it goes for the number. Hey, not here. People don't want that. People don't want the order. No. They want to stand on the line and push each other, and they must come in. Things like that. That's not good. Bisleton said, African American man invited the spotlight. This is Africa. Says the Chinese are feeling a need, therefore they gain success. Oh yes, If they realize that, okay, you go to many parts of Africa, people are not willing to pay a lot of money. So, okay, let's make the same thing, but let's make it cheap. So they make a cheap product and then they sell it to us. And then that's what we want. We buy it, you see. And so we want to have quality stuff, but it must be also cheap. And the quality stuff doesn't come cheap, because to make something of good quality, they use also quality materials. So it becomes very expensive. So yeah, that's why it's not like they want to sell us cheap stuff. They know they don't want to sell us cheap stuff. And I know a lot of people have said these things, but it's not like that. They have also good quality stuff there in China. Cyril says, this letter, that is absolutely correct. Cheryl Ame says, Black African better get on board with quality stuff. Oh yes, we better start coming for quality, and then the Chinese won't come with that cheap stuff anymore. You know, like things that are of no quality. Cheryl Ame says, quality stuff from your people. Yeah. This is Africa. Block 99. I have to push back. It's the same in America when you're buying from China. There is good quality and bad quality based on what people can afford. Yes. Yeah. So, and I'm always telling people here, they always say, this is China, China. I said, no, 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 no. Don't say China, China. But you want China. You want the cheap stuff. Because the cheap stuff in Malawi, they call it China. Yeah. As soon as a way to sell water was found, the world has gone to crap. The London Press says, glad to hear it in the West, they will pay 3 times more to skip line and the people. Oh, yes. Victor Chona says, in America, Virginia in particular, we are very serious about keeping the line, starting from school kids upwards. Yes, and this thing starts from school, because like for me, what I remember when I was a kid, in primary school, we were always in the line. You know, say for example, we first come to school, and the first thing that we do is we sweep. We sweep the school. So each class, we had our area that we must go sweep. We take brooms, we clean our area in front of our class. After that, a bell rings. We all go to the assembly, and that assembly we stand in a line, and then each class, they got their own line. The ladies, their line. The boys, their line. And then after that, we are briefed. After being briefed, we have class from the smallest class to the biggest class. So like if it was primary, for standard 1, they're the first ones to leave, and they will be walking in a line going to the classroom. When they get to the class, they don't go in the class. They stand in the line in front of the class, and the teacher comes to check each and every child if they have groomed themselves for hygiene. They will check your armpits, and they will check your mouth. They will smell your mouth. If you clean your teeth, they check your ears, and they check your hair. If you didn't clean yourself, you didn't take a bath. Even, the boys were they would want to cheat the teacher. They'll come to school without taking a bath. And we used to wear shorts. And the guys would just wash their feet there and then put Vaseline and then come in front of the line. The teacher, they knew that these kids are very clever. So they used to make you pull your shorts up. Then they'll see that the bottom of your legs are clean, but then the top of your legs, they're different from the bottom. They know you didn't bath. So they used to send you back home. So even when we are in the classroom, the bell rings for break. It was a line, like section by section going out of the class in a line. So we were taught those kind of things. But today, bell rings, everybody just piles themselves through the door going into the classroom. So the kids are not learning anything about standing on the line at all. So that's why we are having a messed up situation at the moment, because we have thrown everything into the gutter, and then we wonder why are things happening like this. Why are our children not respecting merit? They can just skip. Even when the people driving, they just skip through the lines and other stuff without even looking at like who was first and stuff like that. Sure, I'm saying some kind of order in Trinidad, same kind of order in Trinidad. After recess and lunch, they will still expect you to keep order. Yeah, you see, that's the way it's supposed to be. Human beings must have order. Like in my workshop, I took Juarez in because Juarez has been in South Africa for like 5 years. And I saw the way he does his work. He's got some order with him and stuff. So I made him in charge of the workshop. So I said, I'm making you in charge because I want you to bring order in the workshop. And there's been a little bit of order in here. Things are well arranged and stuff like that. But in the past, the guys just throw everything everywhere without, putting things in order. I tell them that, when you're stacking things of the same kind, they have to always be in a line, in order. But hey, maybe they think I'm crazy. No, there's people, they say you have ADD or what. Somebody who just like to organize things in order and stuff. They think I'm crazy. But I believe that there must be some kind of order. Be certain, yeah. So this is what we're talking about. That merit, when you are respecting that the person who was first must be the one to be saved. Is it something that is Western mentality, or is supposed to be universal? Because when you come to our side here, there's no such thing as merit. People just squeeze in and do whatever they want and stuff like that. And I don't think that is good. We need to start from this, from school, from the young age, to bring in order in our lives, that when we grow up, and then we will also be able to do things with order. And then if we don't do that, we'll keep on wondering why is Africa just staying behind? What's going on? We want to know anything, what is causing this. Victor Chona said, in Japan, they can arrest you for jumping in line. It's an absolute no. You see what I mean? In some countries, they take it even very serious. Huh? Imagine getting arrested just because you wanted to go, in front of somebody. Cyril said, the way of our forefathers and mothers will return. Discipline is necessary in business, in relationships, and in life. Yes, we need to have discipline. Without discipline, even business, there's got to be some discipline. Otherwise, you will never be able to. My guys here, they get surprised when I'm always saying customer. They say, but this man is so afraid of a customer too much. They don't understand. Why are you always saying everything you're doing is for the customer? Because you need to have that kind of discipline, because otherwise you won't have business at all. Yeah, so guys, I think we have chatted. It's time for me to go. I will come again on Tuesday. Yeah, on Tuesday, I'll come live again with another topic. I hope that you enjoyed this topic. But yes, I'm sure you enjoyed, because there's been a lot of comments, engagement, which is very, very good. I really appreciate this. Yeah, so if it's your first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like the live stream, and also leave a comment. And you can also suggest what topics you want me to be sharing in the next episodes. Yeah, so thank you. Enjoy yourself. For those who are enjoying afternoon, I would say good afternoon. For those of us who are about to go to sleep, I'll say good night. Yeah, thank you very much. I really, really appreciate you coming all the time to listen to my gibberish. Yeah, so next live is going to be on Tuesday. Thank you very much. Bye.